What up? It's your boy Nick Incredible, man. And yes, I am back at it again. And I apologize for being late yet again. But this is New Amsterdam Season 4, Episode 11, discussion slash review, talking about a resistance. Man, dude, I am here for it, man, because this episode, the title is yet again named aptly with everything that was going on in this episode. Let's talk about it.
Yo, fight until you make it, yo, don't think it, no, just take it. Don't wait for someone to break it, take control, then don't just fake it. Hey, you can make it happen, you just gotta take some action. Take the ship and be the captain.
This episode was wonderful, man, and it just gave you a fistful of everything that you just needed and wanted, and I have no complaints at all, man. The episode started off where we see Max and Helen, stepping out of their cab in London, and right behind them as they step out of the cab and they're walking about, the bus comes by and it has new beginnings on the side of the bus. So, like new beginnings for them. And then I think it was like a little eye candy for the viewers, but it was like new beginnings for Max and Sharp as well. And as the bus rolled by, you could just see new beginnings on the side of the bus. That was nice. That was a nice little hint or Easter egg, if you will. Episode was good. I like seeing that Max and Helen are enjoying themselves in London right off the rip, but I love their flat, by the way. Their flat looks nice, but I like seeing them happy and it just felt energetic. It made you feel good seeing that. And then the moment after, with them painting and everything, and the moment after we jump straight to New Amsterdam, and you can kind of feel like the tension shift a little bit. Like it was high and happy, and then it just got gloomy and dark the moment we jump straight to New Amsterdam with Veronica in charge. And we see that all of these people are ignoring her. She's trying to get their attention, and they're not worried about Veronica. Oh, sorry, just a minute. I got a phone call. So, like they're all annoyed. They're annoying her, and they're annoyed by her, to be fair. But what you could tell the difference between the two situations. And this episode, it kind of just gave you everything that you needed from that first Welcome Back episode. And I'm going to drop episode 12 tonight when it drops. So, be prepared for that. But it gave you that welcome back feeling, and it just kind of just thrust everything upon you with all of the changes that are taking place. And we also see that Veronica's making a lot of heavy changes, man. A lot of the people, she's firing a lot of people. Iggy's program, she's shutting down, where he hires some of the people that, that have some mental health problems, but like they can hold down a job and everything. But she's cutting them loose. She's getting rid of the surgeries that aren't really profitable, you know what I'm saying? And she's brought in holistic medicine with this new lady. Now, to be fair, I don't know if the lady's going to be a spy for Veronica or not, but I feel like the lady really helped this episode with the lightning victim. I don't know about anybody else, but like it really helped this patient. And I don't want to just straight shun holistic medicine, but I feel like it has its purpose, if you will. Not all the time, but like a lot of time in particular cases like this one, the guy really needed it. And I feel like it served its purpose to help this guy in this situation. And to be fair, I'm starting to think he might have been just a little bit cursed, and his chi maybe needed to be realigned. I mean, because dude, he had some bad luck, man. How you get hit? How you get kicked by a horse surfing? Or, what was he, skiing and got hit by a golf ball? Really? I mean, that's some stuff, man. But, it ended up helping him in the end. So I really think that it may be like a double-edged sword, because I don't know how she feels towards Veronica, because Veronica brought her there. But we'll just have to see how it plays out the rest of the season. But can we talk about Dr. Wilder for a moment? You guys know how I feel about Dr. Wilder, and I know how you feel about Dr. Wilder. We all love Dr. Wilder. It kind of rolled off my tongue weird for a moment, but we all love Dr. Wilder, man. And this episode was so in her wheelhouse, because right now we don't have a Max at New Amsterdam. Dr. Wilder is our Max. Now, she tried to rally the troops for New Amsterdam to go against Veronica, but she has to do it on the slide. So, viva la resistance. So we see that she's doing all this, and nobody really wants to jump on her train just yet. And what I loved when she mentioned to them to like why they should kind of just help her a little bit, She mentioned like, what would Max do? But she was like, you guys knew him for years, and I knew him for 2 weeks, and I uprooted my entire life to come here, and I only knew Max for 2 weeks. And we see that like she's doing some stuff, but it's behind the scenes because they can't really take on Veronica up front because it's not going to work. She's too powerful. But I love this episode because we see that all of the changes Veronica's made, Dr. Wilder and everybody else, like, you know, Bloom, Iggy, and Reynolds, they are trying to combat her secretively, but it's like it worked out perfectly. You know, normally sometimes stuff like this, you know, it may backfire a little bit, but it worked out perfectly. And I love the fact that Iggy took advantage of it because of Wilder. You know, when he had to fire all those people, he just got them their jobs back by having them actually interview for their jobs. And he even pulled one over on Veronica because the dude that was playing Santa Claus shaved his beard and he works for Veronica. So now they got an inside man. Like, come on, man. I'm giddy over here, man, because I love the way that it worked out because we still have that Max's influence at New Amsterdam with Dr. Wilder. We see that Bloom ended up having the surgery for her patient, you know, because of Dr. Wilder. They had it in the morgue, but, you know, they had the surgery and it helped the patient. And I just think it was just a great treatment. I love Dr. Wilder, man. I love me some Dr. Wilder. And she feels like that breath of fresh air that we need at New Amsterdam right now. Let's talk about Max for a moment, because Max, you guys called it when you said it. Max is definitely out of his depth in London. And all of the stuff that he's trying to implement is the American way. And I don't know much or anything at all about the British healthcare system except for what I learned in this episode. I don't know much about it, but they don't believe in the American way. You know, they think that their healthcare system is better than the American way. And to be fair, you know, our healthcare system sucks, man. I'm just putting it out there, you know, like, it sucks. I'm not complaining because it could be worse, but I'm just saying, as right now, it sucks. So they don't want to do the things the way that the Americans do things. So Sharp came in with all these wonderful ideas, and the dude shut them straight down because Max started this whole mini revolution inside the hospital that Sharp is working at. And Max is, yeah, like you guys said, he's not really clicking in London. You know, he's trying to be a receptionist, but he's a bad receptionist. He's trying to inspire the people and asking them what they need, but he started a revolution. So like, he's really out of his depth, and we see that Sharp has to fire him because she thinks he's gonna end up harming the clinic because they already lost, I think, like 10 or 15% of their profits because the dude came there and saw that it was all abrupt and that she's trying to do things the American way. So Max isn't really helping the situation, so she fired him. Now, I know in a new relationship like this, especially with them moving and everything like this, it's going to be give and take. Relationships are nothing but give and take. But I feel like I don't want to jinx it or anything because I love them together, but I feel like them making this move and Max not really knowing much about the British healthcare system, and Sharp knows the way that he is, she shouldn't have even brought him into that hospital from the beginning. I know she wants to help him and find his footing, but she shouldn't have brought him there, period, because it was nothing but problems from the start. So now she had to fire him, and Max says he's okay with it, but I feel like deep down it might have just cut just a little bit too deep, and he may be just a little hurt. I don't know. He didn't show it, but I feel like maybe just a little bit because it hurt me just a little bit. But Max is going to have to find something else, and Sharp said she'd help him find something else, but they can't work together. And Max's ideas work for the American healthcare system, but it may not work for the British healthcare system because they don't want his American ideals. Now, let's push all that to the side. And hopefully it works out, but I'm just saying, let's push all that to the side for now. Let's talk about Reynolds, Baptiste, and Lynn. Oh my gosh, dude. This episode was crazy when it came to their whole little relationship thing, man. I did not see it going this way. Like I knew the stuff with the baby was gonna bring up some weird feelings for everybody. But while Lynn is having the ultrasound, Floyd and Reynolds, like them sitting at the table across from each other, like that moment was hilarious. But both of them wanted the paternity test done, and it was like, well, if I'm the father, there's no shame in you stepping aside, Floyd. well, what if I'm the father? Are you gonna step aside? You know, like there were this whole back and forth. But the moment Lynn got, you know, I don't want to say sick, but like whenever she had some complications, they both realized that what they were doing was foolish, and they hurt Lynn. And now it's at this situation to where Lynn kind of wants to know who's the father or whatever now, because they were in this particular situation to where Lynn and Baptiste probably would still be married. They would have the baby. He would be the baby's father, and then Floyd could still be a part of the baby's life. But now I feel like now they done brought up all this animosity towards it, that Lynn kind of mentioned that she wants to know the baby. I don't know if it's very adamant or how she wants to do it, but now she's kind of intrigued and wants to know who's the baby's actual father. But she made a very valid statement that, you know, just being the baby's father doesn't, you know, like biologically, you know, doesn't mean you can't be a father to that child. So it's a weird situation and it's not normal, and I'm not there to judge it, but I think it'll be a cool thing, because then the kid will have two fathers, you know, that he could do. Like, he may want to do one thing with the other one that the other one's not keen on doing, so he could do it with the other one. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird situation, but it could turn out for the better. But I was like, man, this is weird. And then they were sitting there at the coffee table, and it just gave off this weird vibe. And I was like, look at these two. But when Lynn really needed them, they were both there for her. And that's something that I really enjoyed about this whole weird relationship that they have. And hopefully we'll see how it plays out in the end. This is your boy, Incredible. Don't forget to smash the like button till you can't smash any more. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them, and subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. Peace out.
I cannot complain, because today, I'm doing my